I pray the manager now makes more intelligent decisions, because we cannot have another year of playing the type of football that we saw last year that made us lose 4-0 to Crystal Palace and make us lose the most amount of games we've lost and make us finish in the worst position that we finished in Premier League history. That's what we need to play, and that's where the Amad Diallos, Sanchos, and other players come into play. So I hope that we will have a squad deep enough now, especially attacking players, where the manager, I pray the manager now makes more intelligent decisions in terms of the personnel and in terms of how we're going to play football. Because we cannot have another year of playing the type of football that we saw last year that made us lose 4-0 to Crystal Palace and make us lose the most amount of games we've lost and make us finish in the worst position that we finished in Premier League history, playing worse football than the likes of Brighton. The football that we played last year cannot be repeated this year. It cannot be, and I do not believe Ineos will allow it to be repeated. I did not see... We did create a few chances. We did. So let's say what we saw. On this channel, we say what we see. We created a few chances, and the chances that we created, if we took them, we would have won the game. But similarly, Man City did create one or two chances as well that they did not take. I think out of position, we were very solid. We ran back, we tracked back, we were very robust out of position. However, in position, I just don't think we were good enough. We didn't keep the ball very well, and we still only play one way, which a lot of people will agree that's the way that they want to see Man United play, and that's attack. As soon as we get the ball back, attack. I sometimes want us to be more intelligent and learn how to keep the ball when an attack isn't on. That is the next stage. Keeping the ball and playing possession football. That's what we need to do. We set up to let Man City have the ball and to attack as quickly as we could once we had the ball, which is the same way we played and we beat them in the FA Cup final. We tried to do a little scumbag performance. That's what we tried to do, and it didn't really work today. It didn't work today. So I'm hoping that we now go back and we try to play a more possession-based football. Why play Jadon in so many games in pre-season and only bring him on 5 minutes? And I don't want to see people online saying we lost because of Jadon Sancho. No. Let's not do that. One, apparently this is a friendly and no, this result doesn't matter. So you either choose, does this result matter or does it not matter? Yeah. You can't flip and say, oh, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to cry that we lost. So a lot of people are now going to be running a Jadon Sancho hate because he missed the penalty. Even though Evans also missed the penalty, but no one's going to talk about Evans missing the penalty. No one's going to talk about how Bernardo Silva, arguably Man City's best player, also missed a penalty. None of those things are going to matter. What you're going to see now is Jadon Sancho missed a penalty. He needs to leave. The anger and the hatred is past logic right now when it comes to this player. It's something deep. It's a deep bias. It's similar to the Paul Pogba thing, where the hate comes from a dark place. It's not football related. It cannot be. It cannot be. So that's what I don't want to see. I'm going to see it, but I don't want to see it. So it is what it is, guys. Not the greatest game from a Man United perspective. Not the greatest game in possession. A lot to learn. I hope the manager takes whatever he needs to take from it. I don't have too much faith in that, because we've seen him play a whole season of football and keep making the same mistake time and time again and not learn, and then we finish 8th. That's what we saw last season. So it's very interesting. Rashford today didn't really have a great game. Bruno didn't really have a great game either. I think Casemiro had a good game. Listen, if you're watching the same game as me and you think Casemiro didn't have a good game, then I don't know what to tell you. Some of his first time passes into the channels, his first time passes to Ahmad and Garnacho and Rashford was really, really good today. He covered the ground today. Yes, he was beaten once or twice, but so was everyone else beaten once or twice. Kobe was a bit non-existent today, if I'm being honest. The defense will change a lot now that we've been given the go-ahead for the Mazraoui and the Ligt deals, and I think we will probably get them over the line maybe by Monday or Tuesday, potentially. I think the defense would change a lot, so we won't see Evans. We shouldn't really be seeing Evans. He's our fifth choice centre back, and Maguire will also be on the bench. So the back four would change dramatically by the time we play Fulham, which hopefully will mean that we can play more on the front foot. We can have our defensive line further forward because we'll have defenders who have the pace, the agility, and the athleticism to get back. Right now, the likes of Maguire can't really do that. The likes of Evans can't really do that. They're not mobile enough, and therefore we have to play with a deeper defensive line to accommodate those type of players. So I'm hoping now with the new defensive structure that we're going to see, and it will take time for defenders to get used to each other and to develop a cohesive defensive structure. It will take time, but I'm hoping that in time we will be a lot more robust, which means we can take more risks going forward if we have more trust in the defenders that we have. I do believe that we will get another midfielder in. I'm liking the links to that Burnley midfielder. What's his name? Sanga. What's that Burnley midfielder's name? Sanderberg. I think it's Sanderberg. Listen, I don't care about big names and popular players. If the profile fits and if he's better than what we have at the football club, bring him in. And as far as I'm concerned, Sanderberg is better than McTominay. He's on the ball better than Eriksen right now. Eriksen is still a good pass off the ball, but Eriksen is not the most mobile. He isn't. We saw that last season and the season before, where he started well next to Casemiro. By the end of his first season, he just lacked the mobility to move up and down the field. And I think Sanderberg has the height, the stature, the strength, and the mobility, the physical aspects, attributes to play well as the technicality to find a pass. Whether it's short pass, whether it's long pass, he's a passer of the ball. So if we do get that player, bring him in. Bring him in. I'm looking forward to see what Zirkzee can do. I do not want to see Bruno in that false nine position. That's not him. And I do not want to see Mason Mount start games for Man United. Mason Mount maybe should be used in very difficult away games or in the Europa League. I do want Rashford and Sancho to battle it out for the left-hand side. So I think those two should be changed or switched by the manager, depending on the game. I don't mind Ahmad and Garnacho fighting it out for the right wing spot. Once again, those two should be fighting it out, and those two players should be switched with regards to the opposition we're facing, depending on the competition that we're doing, whether it's a Premier League game or Europa League game. Those two can fight it out. And if none of those four players are available, then we also have Antony who can come in and play. Listen, if I was United, I'll probably try to get a fee for Antony this window. But at the end of the day, this is what I say about Antony. His first season was okay. His second season was not good. I haven't fully given up on Antony because I think there is a player in there. I just don't know if he can play his game given this type of football the manager wants to play. And it's quite interesting because the Antony was this manager's purchase. This manager wanted Antony. So you'd assume that this manager knows how to get the best out of Antony because he played with this manager. So seeing that Antony is Ten Hag's signing, Ten Hag knows the player, he knows how the player plays. You'd expect he would also develop a type of football that best suits Antony. Antony likes the ball to feet. Antony likes to play once again more of a possession-based type of football. The manager wants to implement or try to implement a transition kick and run type football. That's what he tried to implement. So you vouch for Antony, you brought in Antony knowing full well what type of footballer he is and what type of football is more appropriate to his skill set, while at the same time playing a transition-based football last season where all we're doing is sitting back and then counter-attacking, and we're not trying to keep the ball. We don't have a midfield that is able to keep the ball. So it's just like there's no cohesion in what we're trying to do and the players that we're playing. So, and I hope this season we get that. I hope this season we'll get that. We lost the game today, even though the game ended 1-0. We lost the game on penalties. Penalties are anything. You can either win a penalty or lose a penalty. And I didn't even expect Jadon Sancho to take a penalty. I didn't expect him to take a penalty. But let's not, like I said, act like Evans didn't also miss. And let's not act like Bernardo Silva didn't miss. Let's not act like this is the most important trophy that we have to fight for. Let's not do that. And let's not blame players or attack players for missing penalties after they've been on the pitch for 10 minutes. Like, let's not get emotional and get angry and let our feelings crowd the objective reality that we're seeing with our eyes. Yeah, let's not do that. So, guys, let me know. Comment below, what did you think of the game? What conclusions are you taking from the game? Let's not take and use isolated moments like just a penalty miss as something that means something. Let's not take one isolated moment and apply that retrospectively and generalize certain things based on one moment. Similarly, you're not going to call Bernardo Silva rubbish after missing that penalty. And you're not going to say Man City should sell Bernardo Silva after missing that penalty. You're not going to do that. So let's keep it 100. All right. Scoring a penalty, yeah, doesn't make you a good footballer. I've seen some of the shit footballers score penalties. Likewise, missing a penalty does not make you a rubbish footballer either. I've seen Rashford miss penalties. I've seen Bruno miss penalties. I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo miss penalties. And I've seen Lionel Messi, Ronaldinho. I've seen some of the best footballers in the world miss penalties. So it's kind of sad that I know Jadon will be trending or something along them lines. I know it. So on this channel, we're not dumb. We keep it moving and we use our brains. And we do a lot of critical thinking. Like I keep saying, say what we see, not how we feel. At the end of the day, this match here does not go to penalties if Rashford scores. This match doesn't go to penalty if Mason Mount got to Ahmad's pass. Like, this match doesn't go to penalties if those chances were scored. And none of you guys are going to be talking about, oh my God, let's attack these players for missing these chances. So let's not do that. Let's not, guys. Like, we could have won the game in 90 minutes. We could have. And so could have Man City. So, yeah, let's just cut the bias out and just say what we see, guys, not how we feel. Too many men want to say they're not emotional. And when it comes to football, they are the most emotional. They are so emotional, and yet they call women emotional. It's pathetic. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. What can we take from this game? What can we take from this game? If anything, how optimistic are you guys with the season ahead? Like, Man United tried to rob and tried to scumbag a win today. Man City came to play and we came to crowd the midfield with Mason Mount and Bruno, Kobe Manu, and CASEMIRO with no striker. We didn't play with no striker. We could have, and we didn't. And that's the manager. How much faith do you have in the manager once he's been given these players? How much faith do you have in him to construct a team that's able to finish in the top four? Because me, personally, top four has to be the minimum that this manager achieves. We let him get away with finishing 8th and we let him keep his job. But that was a disgrace. That was a disgrace. With the players that he has, it's a disgrace. For me, after Lenny Euro, Ligt Mazraoui, getting the midfielder, after getting the players that we've got or we're about to get, after finalising the deals we potentially might finalise, Zirkzee, I now expect in his 3rd season for this manager to, 1, play better football, and 2, finish in the top 4. Anything less than that, then he needs to go. It's as simple as that, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. That is what I expect as a minimum. Let me know. What do you expect as a minimum this season? How many outs, how many players do you think we're going to sell by the time the transfer window closes? Who are these? I know Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the deal for AWB has been agreed, pending on, I think, Man United agreeing a payout to AWB. So I think the West Ham AWB transfer will also take place. I think that's the reason why we now can go in for Mazraoui, because AWB is going. So as I've said at the start of the stream, Dalot is coming. It seems like he's now been signed or the deal has been agreed. Mazraoui, it seems as if that deal is now being agreed because West Ham and United have now agreed a deal for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, rumoured to be around 15 million euros, 12 million pounds, which is the exact amount that we are now spending for Mazraoui. So all we're doing is taking the Aaron Wan-Bissaka fee and we're using that money to buy Mazraoui. Dalot has been agreed for 45 million euros, 38 million pounds, which is really good deal. A really good deal, because we know that Branthwaite, Everton was trying to charge us 50 million pounds or 60 million pounds for Branthwaite. So I think the Dalot and Mazraoui deal is a really good deal for Man United, and that will transform our defence. It means no more Maguire and no more Lindelof at the heart of our defence. That's what it means. So it's a new era. I want to see another midfielder. I think we need another midfielder in, especially if we get rid of Scott McTominay. I want to see Zirkzee play. I can't wait to see him play. I also want to see Sancho play on the left and Ahmad on the right. I want to see that fluid front three that we saw at times against Arsenal, where Rashford, Ahmad, Sancho were just floating around and all moving. I want to see something similar to that. I want to see the manager be brave. Like, listen, I'm watching the replays right now and I'm seeing the opportunity or the chance that Rashford missed when he opened his body up and he tried to guide the ball into the front, into the far post. Listen, the chances that, and this chance also when Garnacho put him through and he hit the post. We can't see these chances, guys, being missed. Chances where we could have scored and won the game and then blame a player who missed a penalty in a penalty shootout for missing, when in the 90 minutes we had opportunities to score. No one's going to talk about how shit Mason Mount was today. No one's going to talk about that and the chances Rashford missed. No one is going to look at this football match and be objective. All they're going to be is emotional. Know that we lost on penalties. Know that a player that they hate missed a penalty and therefore they need to mobilize their hate, mobilize their anger, go on Twitter, go online and start chatting the most shit. once again, not focusing on the real problem. That's what we're going to see. So, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Once again, let me know your thoughts on the game. I think I've said enough today. I've given my verdict, given my thoughts on this game and potentially what we could see going forward. At least what I hope doesn't happen and what I hope does happen. I hope Van Nistelrooy has more of an influence on the team selection this time, because I do not trust the manager. Anyway, I already know, like I said, Sancho will be trending, which is, like I said, a shame. And if you're one of those fans who think that way, then this channel might not be for you. This channel is for people who understand football, who like to think methodically about football, who like to analyze a 90-minute performance, not just focus on moments, not just say, okay, this highlight and that highlight. We don't focus on moments. We watch the whole game and we assess what we see. We say what we see and not how we feel when we're watching these games. Too many people just say how they feel and allow their feelings to guide objectivity. On this channel, we analyze things thoroughly. It is what it is, guys. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like, subscribe below, turn on your notifications. We will be back for the opening game of the season, Man United against Fulham. I'll also be uploading many more videos. I have uploaded a video about Amad Diallo and why I believe Amad Diallo is the star boy, at this club, and how we must try to get the best out of that player. And we have to play this guy on the right. We have to start with Amad on the right now. I think he's done enough to be a starter. So I do have a video out analyzing Amad's game, what he brings to the team, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. Please check out that video. Like I said, we will be doing much more watch-alongs as well to games. So stick with this channel. It's going to be fun. We're very opinionated here. So bring your opinions. Let me know how you think about the game. Let me know. Educate me, as I'm sure I will educate you guys. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Have a good week. Bless yourselves up, man. Weather's nice out there. Enjoy it. Enjoy your day, and we'll see each other soon. Peace out, man. Love.